and see what I have for everyone today. I think we'll start with a couple of new haikus. Both have titles, actually. The first is called "The Pits Are a Red Herring." God made the mango to assuage his sweetest tooth and need for sticky. The second one is called "In the Afterlife, the Junkyard Dog Rules." When the sun does shine upon the face of a sphinx, pharaohs stand in awe. Next is a new poem that I wrote recently. It's called "Why Samuel Harris Papalinus Sentenced Several Woodpeckers to Death by Guillotine." My Uncle Sam's yard existed in a Tucson desert. One of his neighbors had a burro that often hollered for no reason at all. Uncle Sam claimed it was the reincarnation of Minnie Pearl. Bobcats and roadrunners were visible through the sliding glass door past the stone-tiled patio from his tastefully furnished mid-century modern den. Mesquite trees looked like a living driftwood art installation when bare. The proud saguaro cacti resembled an Alvin Ailey troupe in mid-dance. When the woodpeckers arrived as if they were hired by Hitchcock to peck the saguaros down to their skeletons, Uncle Sam called them cactus murderers and said they deserved the guillotine. That is a true story. I recently found this piece in my archives. It's called "How Appropriate a Birthday Present is an Alarm Clock." My nephews gave me an alarm clock for my birthday. Their father and my brother accidentally threw mine away when he hitchhiked from Georgia to Maine aboard a JetBlue plane to help me fill 2 shipping container pods in my front yard with my perishable past. The new clock is set with the atomic clock. As a result, I had nightmares of mushroom clouds exploding in my bedroom, with the neighbors oohing and ahhing at my acumen for irresponsibility. When I hit the snooze button, the time is projected on the ceiling in red, my brother's way to telepathically paint red rum on my bathroom mirror. In college, I had a Mickey Mouse bell alarm clock that screamed like Carol Kane in When a Stranger Calls. There is no alarm clock currently manufactured by the Alarm Clock Consortium Cartel Conspiracy with a noise loud enough to wake me rather than make me hit my pillow one more time. It doesn't take long to become immune to the beep, buzz, high-pitched noise, or whatever, and have to buy a new alarm clock. Therein lies the conspiracy. This is because it's November. Ain't no sun up in the sky. The southern Maine sun is, if nothing else, pervasive. It lives for 62-degree November afternoons. It uses snow to create both beauty and blindness. It warms spring soils to feed recurring bee balm and bachelor button. It tells black flies to come out and sting the human beings. It alerts mockingbirds when honeysuckle and nasturtium are in bloom. It warms the Atlantic for summer swims. It paints shadows on rocky beaches and cobblestone streets. It never leaves us alone. It hires the moon as a cheap nighttime substitute. Other stars have tried out for the gig, but fans like what they like. A jazz standard that breaks through stormy weather and nurtures nature boys. It is everywhere, every single second. It only pretends to set. Okay, so I decided to go a little political because there was the thing about the governor of Michigan, and this was how I reacted to that story. Common sense is drowned in Lake Michigan. A sheriff in Michigan claims militiamen who own multiple military-style guns weren't planning to kidnap Michigan's governor, hold a mock trial, then execute her, but instead conduct a citizen's arrest and hand her over to authorities as if she's not the governor and authority. But because a con man who conned his way into the White House demoted her via Twitter to that woman, refused to condemn white supremacists and armed militias who used the same guns as drug dealers, terrorists, and mass shooters, and tweeted, "Liberate Michigan," the governor of Michigan is no longer governor in the minds of those militiamen. And this is a little piece of microfiction. It's called "When Giuliani Generated Lies About Laptops Sound Like Lies, but Lies About Trump Sound Like the Truth." A former high-level White House official in the president's inner circle has reported to the Fox News network that if President Trump wins, he plans to replace George Washington on the $1 bill with himself. An illegal tape of the president that was taped without his permission has been making the rounds in Washington, D.C. to quote Donald J. Trump. Well, George has the quarter, and he never was the star of a top-rated reality show. Plus, his false teeth were made of wood, but mine are made of ivory that came from an elephant my boys legally hunted at a very exclusive elephant sanctuary and hunting club in Texas. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Bryan.
And yes, that was
Incredible.
total fiction, that last piece, but it certainly sounds true, doesn't it?
It certainly does. I bought it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
bought
my
it too.
word.
I totally bought it. The truth is in the character, not in the fact, you know.
Well, it
Yeah.
certainly would be, Don Jr. would certainly want to get those teeth for his daddy made of ivory, wouldn't he?
Very convincing, like the dream of life. Maria, are you ready? I see you. You look great. Go right ahead.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So on the theme, first I'll say that Others People's Voices is my book. 7 different voices. A Muslim, a Jew,